pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Miss Sue's up right away. How about that?
So this first item, Kelly Jo wanted to apologize. She is in a children's services executive meeting down in Columbus today. She said next week at her full agenda, she will highlight the elder abuse for June. But June is Elder Abuse Awareness Month, and she knew you wanted to document that by reading a proclamation.
Yes, we have it right now.
All right. Proclamation of Elder Abuse Awareness of the month of June 2023. Whereas June is Elder Abuse Awareness Month, Portage County Jobs and Family Services has approximately 40 cases with Elder Protective Services Division of the agency, and whereas by the year 2030, the population of Ohioans age 60 and older is estimated to increase by 2.1%. Whereas every elderly resident in Portage County deserves to have their needs met, to live in a safe, stable living environment, and to be treated with dignity and respect. And whereas
The Portage County community is making concerted efforts to identify gaps in services and to improve services to this population through a newly developed Portage Senior Services Support Team. And whereas we acknowledge that we must work together as a community to improve the quality of life for our elderly residents and eliminate elder abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation. Now therefore it be
Resolved that the Portage County Board of Commissioners does hereby officially proclaim the month of June 2023 in Portage County as Elder Abuse Awareness Month. And be it further resolved that the Portage County Board of Commissioners encourages Portage County and all citizens to recognize and report signs of elder abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation. If you see something, say something. It can make a difference. Signed by the 3 Portage County Commissioners.
yes, thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna get a
So,
photo
Sue,
picture.
can you come on
Sue,
up
do you
here
wanna
so
get
we
a
can
picture?
get a picture?
Of course you do, right?
Do you want to open it?
Yeah, it looks better if it's that way.
Okay. Ready? Okay, got a couple. All right.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks, Sue.
Does this come with me?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes,
cheers.
it goes with you.
$25.
Yeah,
Checks into my phone.
there you go. Had to go that way, huh?
Yeah,
Yep. All right.
All right, and then I just have one transfer resolution for shared costs for the WIA fund.
All right. I'll make a motion to transfer from Fund 1413 WIA Fund to Fund 1410 Public Assistance Fund.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you're all
Thank
set.
you.
Have a
Thank you.
great day.
Could you,
I'm gonna make a
another one?
motion, the Board of Commissioners approves the June 15th, 2023 regular meeting minutes.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Nice
Jackie.
job. What you've been doing.
Yeah, you got it. Morning. Morning.
Morning.
Hi.
Sounds like one of my favorite subjects coming up, cars.
So the first discussion item is just a quick quarterly update on what's going on in DBFM. So we're working on the 2024 tax budget. We're actually in the final review stage. All the departments entered their proposals in by the end of May, and DBFM has been analyzing and pulling together that data for the past few weeks. This should be posted by the end of this week for public review. So, and then the ad will go in the paper, I think Monday. And then we'll have the public hearing, that's scheduled for July 6th. And then if everything goes as planned, it should be adopted by July 13th or July 20th at the latest. So then we'll move on with focusing on appropriations after that. On the grant side of the house, we brought the grants coordinator position under DBFM. So we're currently working on finding a good candidate. We haven't had a lot of applicants yet, so,
Have we had any?
2, so.
Did you see my application? Hey,
That was at
That was
Visited
one
Bar.
that she held. She was gonna talk to you about that.
oh yeah, that's the one we threw out.
She was coming to see you on that, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Shredder.
Exactly.
So in the meantime, while we're we're waiting on applications and whatever, we're keeping up with the grant applications and the acceptance of awards and the logistics when we get grants, getting them set up. The next ARPA report will be submitted by the end of July. And the food pantries, the majority of them have received their contracts. They've submitted all their paperwork, received their contracts, they're purchasing their food, and most of them are gonna be submitting for reimbursement soon.
And that's
So
going okay?
Yeah,
Good,
it's
good.
going well. There are a few that haven't submitted their paperwork yet, but the consultant is gonna circle back with them this week just to see what's going on, if they're, if they still need the money and whatnot.
How many did we do for the food pantries? How many organizations?
12.
12.
Yeah. And then on the fleet management side of the house, Jerry is doing an excellent job on taking on the fleet analysis. She's also taken on the titles, the plates, she was already doing the gas cards. So, pretty much all things vehicle related are now under our purview. And we're gonna be sending an update or a refresher to the departments to let them know we're the point of contact now for vehicles, cause I think there's been some confusion as to who is doing that. So we're gonna send a refresher to them, just that we're the point people now for that. And we met with Enterprise last week to do a annual review, and that was good. I think we're developing a strong relationship with Jenny at Enterprise. We're working closely with her, and she's really wanting to help us optimize that program, so we're doing lots of reviews with her. And I think in the near future, we're gonna kind of expand it out to meet with the department coordinators and connect them, so that Jenny can talk to them and we can kind of all get on the same page about, what the goal is with the program and see, how they can be helped and how things can be more efficient.
Best utilize it.
Right.
So we're gonna be able, if what you just said is that before it was everything strictly out of our office, that we're gonna start using whether department head or one of the directors for those departments to be able to speak directly with Enterprise?
Probably they'll be speaking with us,
Yeah.
and we'll be dealing with Enterprise,
Mhm.
but at least there will be a coordinator in the department. I think a lot of the departments, it's kind of either there's been confusion or it's fallen by the wayside that they have access to the system and they can log in and see what the condition is of their vehicles, what their mileage is, things like that. I think maybe they don't know that or they haven't been utilizing it.
It's probably nice to have a refresher course, because it's been in place now for about 2-3 years, I think, the Enterprise program. And yes, we only want 1 or 2 point people to deal directly with Enterprise, but what I'm hearing is we're gonna give the opportunity for the folks that manage the fleet or oversee the fleet and do the request for each individual, either elected official or department, to have a chance to sit down with you or whoever the contact is in Enterprise to maybe go over some of the highlights of the program that have probably fallen by the wayside, or, people change and maybe it hasn't been passed on.
Yeah, I think the key is when we were looking in the system, like the last time the person that was assigned to go into the portal, last time they logged in was like a year or 2 ago, or it was a different person that's not here anymore, so.
Yeah,
I think-
we've had change.
Yeah, so I think if we can, just get everybody back up and running, like here's the system, here's what you can look at, and here are the things you wanna be looking at,
Plus, I think
That's
it'll
right.
help with the requests coming to you guys, if they understand why you can't do this, or I think it'll help, just a smooth.
So that's what's going on with the fleet, and then with utilities, we're preparing for assessments in September, but we're gonna be going over that data in July and August, and since this is my first go around with that, I'm gonna have to take my time with that one, I think. So that's pretty much it for that update. And the next item is the sheriff's fleet vehicles that we were discussing last week. We brought up the request to donate a vehicle to Noble County. And I had said I would get together with Enterprise to do an analysis on what that would do to the lease costs.
Yeah.
So I have a brief analysis here of the numbers. Just there's a few different
Thank you.
scenarios here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So while we were doing this analysis, another request came up that possibly we would keep 2 of the Tahoes also that were slated for trade-in for high-speed training. So I did a few different scenarios here. So there's the first scenario is the donation. So we already traded a Sportage, and they wanted to keep a Ford Interceptor. So to make up that difference, we were going to trade in a 2020 Tahoe, so that would pretty much be a wash. So the first scenario is that plus donating the Ford Explorer to Noble County. The result of that is pretty much negligible for as far as our lease costs. They really wouldn't go up that much.
Do you know how much it would go up, or approximately?
What did it say here? Like probably like $40 a month.
Yeah, 49, 48,
Yeah.
so
So it's
39. So this
Yeah,
one, that one, these 2.
yeah. So that it was pretty negligible there, and that's donating, including donating the Ford Explorer. Then scenario 2 is just the same as scenario 1 if we didn't donate the Ford Explorer. So, it would just be saving more money there.
It would save us $14.
And 50, 13,
But yeah,
50.
Yeah, 13,
13, yeah.
0.6.
Yeah, and some change.
Yeah. Coffee money.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, I need that.
And then the third scenario.
So then the third scenario is the Sportage trade-in, keeping the Ford Interceptor, trading the Tahoe, and then donating the Ford Explorer, but then also keeping the 2 Tahoes that were slated to be traded. And those 2 Tahoes were the significant value in the trade-in, so you'll see the change here. The trade-in value goes from somewhere around 44 to 48,000 down to 8,000. So across the term of 48 months, it would cost us about 55,000 if we kept those out of the trade, because that was supposed to be the savings for the Tahoes that we're rolling on. And the monthly cost is about $1,100 to $1,200 a month added on to the lease costs.
Is that in their budget?
Well, if you look at it monthly, I think their current budget could afford it,
For
but
this year.
but I don't think it's the most cost-effective option for the program.
So this is probably one of the only things I've been involved with in the last 2.5 years, the whole time. The way it was sold to us is that each year, because we had decent cars we were trading in, each year that the county's savings would keep growing till it wasn't gonna, we'd be saving money every year by taking these cars out of circulation. We're taking them out of circulation when they're still in good shape, so we can get some residual effect. And that's and I'm having a hard time with that thought process and the change of that thought process, because I wasn't the one that came up with that idea, and I don't think anybody on the board. So to the first year that we're gonna make a little bit of difference, we want to make a change, and that bothers me.
That's the other piece that I don't know that I can really quantify is what would have been saved. So there's the cost, you can show the additional cost, but what
The
what
55,000
would have been
over.
saved if we kept everything as it was, you know, that's another, as far as I can see, like
Here's
an
a
additional
question.
cost.
Here's a question, and Mike probably could answer this. What is from keeping them from utilizing the vehicles that they drive on an everyday? Because we've given them like 70 cars since he took office. I mean, I understand the Tahoes because that's what they drive on a regular basis. But what is from keeping them from the cars that they drive on a daily basis from training in that?
I'm gonna use the term wear and tear. I've actually had classes out at Nelson Raceway. And when you do that, those brakes heat up, the tires heat up, and you have to park them for a few minutes. They've got to set.
How many days of doing training like that would you
Or
go
just
through a set of
one
brakes or tires?
You go through a set in a week. Not so much tires, but brakes.
Brakes?
Guaranteed. Because it's a high performance, high
Speed
driving.
pursuit.
Yeah. But
But we do have an option, like Opata offers a training and you use their cars,
They
as
do.
well as the OSP does it down at Mid-Ohio,
they do.
and you use their cars too versus ours.
And my opinion to that was, you've got X amount of deputies, 2 hours on the road one way. When they're up here, in the event there's an issue, deputies can respond from their training. And that's normally what they do. And if you look at it like this, you know, they buy X amount of bullets to go fire their weapons and train monthly. And it's all a cost factor. And I get it. If we wait and try to work it into a budget for next year, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm good with that.
Well, here-
I just think we need to be able to provide them a resource to practice and train in the event we have a misfortunate incident. And to say, hey, we've been training, and that's what they do. They train on everything.
You have spoken to me, and I'll just ask the question so you can speak in public, that there's multiple, and I know of one that happened in a tragic event, that troopers come in one way, another city's coming another way, and they almost kill each other, trying to get to help somebody. You've said to me about that kind of scenario. Would you just talk briefly about that?
Yeah, I used to teach emergency operation, and a lot of them I have videotapes on vehicles responding. Fire truck is coming, an ambulance is coming from one direction, police cars coming from another direction. They don't know what's happening, and they have to be able to react to that. I have a video in Hudson where one of my police cars almost T-boned a fire truck. And it's just scenarios. And that's the type of thing that they're gonna work on. You can't train for every incident,
No.
but you can train for a lot of them. And I feel it's important. We tried to get it through this last deal. If it doesn't work, we'll just keep trying. I don't think anybody's gonna take their keys and go home. What we wanna do is be able to say, hey, we're training. We're constantly training. And for what I see, the training at the sheriff's office is second to none. And that's my opinion with that.
They made great changes in the last 2.5 years.
Yeah, I just can't believe it.
Well, I guess for me, it's not an issue of whether we want them to have training. It's an issue of if we want to lose 55,000.
No, we get it.
Or if we want them to do like most of the other departments and go to the training where they provide the cars and the wear and tear is on their cars versus ours. And as far as going to training and being able to respond, I don't know about you guys, but every week I signed numerous travel forms for the sheriff deputies to go to Columbus and all over the state and outside of the state for training. So that's not as much of a concern for me. And because again, if they're training they're off the clock, they're out. Mid-Ohio is not that far for us to train, and I would rather have the savings, but yet, I agree, they have to have training, and speaking to several of the other, police officials throughout the county, they say that's one of the things that, they need more training on. I mean, just across the board is the high-speed pursuits, but then again, they don't really want us in high-speed, because it never turns out well, and like you said, Mike, you've got all these people racing, and there's like no communications with ambulances and stuff, because everyone is like in the fight or flight mode. And so I think we're all on board that we definitely want him, and I think it's a good idea on the sheriff's behalf to want to pursue training in this, especially because when you're monitoring state highways and the turnpike and stuff like that, that's where a lot of that ends up, let alone if they get one that goes through Aurora or Streetsboro, that's a little more challenging because of the stop and go traffic. But I think the issue here is whether or not we want to take our savings that we should be seeing by keeping these 2 trade-ins versus just having them go to training where they can actually utilize someone else's car and wear and tear on it.
Well, and I agree with you
Yeah.
to a point. When officers go to training, it's 1 or 2 and they're inside, and it's bomb detection, it's fingerprints, it's different things. And you talk
Yeah.
about other departments, you're talking other departments that have 10, 15 officers, and I get that. But when you're talking to somebody the size of our department at the sheriff's office, you can't send 10 guys down to Mid-Ohio. You send 10 guys out to Nelson, you've got rotation, each shift working together,
Yeah.
communicating together, and that's the point with that. So, quite frankly, I don't want to dwell on it. I am just going to
Yeah.
say this, I want to see it happen, but does it have to happen right now? No. Let's push it on and see what we can
Yeah.
do. Now, let me just talk real quick about the donated vehicle. Buckeye State Sheriff's Association is probably one of the largest organizations of law enforcement around. Being 88 counties in the state of Ohio, I can go in my office right now, pick up the phone, and call any sheriff of any of those 88 counties and tell them, we need this. Our sheriff's office needs this. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's done. That's how they operate. We've received things from other sheriffs.
Absolutely.
And I'm just saying, this is something that isn't gonna put a feather in anybody's cap. Nobody's gonna put a big sign up that says, hey, guess what we did? It's important to fellow law enforcement, important to fellow sheriff's office, and I just think it's a necessity that we should move forward with that.
And I agree completely, because Portage County has been on the other side of this, and I think this may be the first time in a long time we find ourselves being able to give rather than receive.
And and to that, I recall, because I was here when Summit County Sheriff's Department gave us the Marks radios that we just donated to another department. But just to correct the record, Mike, no, I wasn't speaking to a small department. I was speaking to a department that has 300 deputies. So I just want you to not assume that it was a small department with 15, 20 deputies. It was someone that has 300. So just for the record.
So I believe the thought process is that the donation goes, that car, and then the other one, we'll hold off for a year to get that training
Yeah.
and working into next year's budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each department trains differently, just so you know that.
Would you like me to explore more with Enterprise what options would be for a vehicle or 2 for this training? Like, I don't know
If we have any in the rotation.
or if we do something other than lease, or, I don't know if there's a way to do
Well,
it
the
cost
whole thing
effectively.
in the savings that and I was here when the lease with Enterprise was done. The first year, we saved like $200,000 because with the mileage that we put on those cars, by 2-3 years, they're toast. We have no trade-in. So that's why we decided to lease every 2 to 3 years, and for the safety of the deputies, because of the high mileage that they put on the cars. And so that's the whole reason we did the lease. Well, and like I said, the first year we did it, we saved $200,000. It was huge. So, I mean, you can check into it, but I don't know how that's ever gonna work in a leasing program. Or maybe we try to budget money like we've done for detective cars and undercover cars, where we budget to buy something.
To purchase,
Yeah,
okay.
that might be a better route versus not utilizing the full benefits of the lease program that we signed up for.
Okay, we can explore
Yeah,
different ways to obtain vehicles also,
yeah,
maybe for that. for
What
that
it would
training.
cost us to buy a vehicle
yeah, like a used car,
for-
like we've done for other.
for
Yeah.
that training program.
Okay, so we'll bring forth a resolution for the donation.
Okay.
And then we'll explore more on the other
Alright.
vehicles.
Sounds good.
Alright,
Jackie, did
President, you're disruptive.
you have the resolution for the donation vehicle?
I have it, I don't have it on my agenda.
Well, but we talked about it, and if
But
the
let's
board wants
please-
to go
yeah.
ahead and.
The donation, if we could please do that before end of
Yeah,
session
cause
today.
it sounds like they need it pretty fast,
Yeah.
or as soon as we can. Alright, is there anything
If you don't,
else?
that's okay, we can read it then, I'll go find it.
I have
I
it
get on my
here.
reading list?
Here's, if you please read that resolution
Okay.
before.
I will make a motion to declare obsolete and authorize the donation of Portage County Sheriff's Office property to Noble County Commissioners.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina,
My goodness, Nancy. Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes. Jackie, would you please give that that resolution to Cassidy? So
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you. And-
Okay, Jackie, did you have anything or anyone before I start reading the journal entries on Jackie's stuff?
That's all I had, no, I'm good.
Tony, Mike, did you guys have any
Nope.
questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Journal entries?
In accordance with section 305.30K of the Ohio Revised Code and this board's resolution 21-0396 and this board's resolution 21-0878, the Board of Commissioners acknowledges and approves the county administrator's approval to. I'll make a motion to direct the auditor's office to pay process the June 15th, 2023 bills, ACH payments, wires, journal vouchers, and then and nows as applicable, contingent upon the verification of the reports as presented by the county auditor and reviewed by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion to process the June 15th, 2023 budget amendments as reviewed and recommended by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to declare obsolete and authorize the trade-in of 4 vehicles from Portage County Sheriff's Department.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes?
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Janet, good morning.
Good morning.
Parking lot I drove by today.
Oh my gosh, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like a hot
it's
mess
like,
right
wow.
there.
They were digging out.
They're
so we're
digging, I know.
expanding the parking lot. It
Yes.
looks like.
Yeah, a
'cause
little
they're
Yes,
digging
into the,
out.
yes, they are, they are.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm having an issue. I don't
Our
wanna fall.
favorites.
I almost slid out.
We'll laugh.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, okay, I have some project updates.
Woohoo.
Go, Cassie.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I thought it was pretty big.
Yeah, sorry. I should have passed out
I have a
individuals.
whole stack of them. I save them every week.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna move straight to the admin building for the generator. I finally got the generator ordered,
Cool.
but it's a year before we get it.
If you don't order it now, it'll be 2
That's what I
years.
said. I was like, I need a concrete price,
Will
so.
it fit in my truck? We'll go get it.
Yeah, sure, right?
Can you
It's
send a
so
memo
large, it's so
to-
big.
To Ohio Edison that we won't have it
Oh
for
my
a
God, I
year.
know, right? But at least it's ordered and that's that's good. So, and then the building department is requesting
Oh, yeah.
to close in their lobby.
Mhm.
So they would like a glass door, kind of like what we have up here. And I got it in a quote, and it came in at $16,521. So I don't know if that's something the board wants me to pursue. I mean, we have it in our budget for maintenance
Yeah.
expense. It's not something that's over. So, I mean, it's either done this year or next year. I mean, we're kind of trying to go that way, I know, for a lot of departments. So I don't know what
So-
your guys' feeling on that is.
What
Well, if
crit-
we have it, I mean, if we have it this year, is it something that they feel very strongly that they need soon as possible? I mean, they've
They've
been,
been talking about it for a while now.
Of all the departments, that's the one that's most exposed
yeah,
to the public.
and they deal
Yes.
with cash too.
Yes. So, okay, I'm gonna put a yay. I will check this one. So, okay.
I think Mike had something to say.
That was
you have
my
Mike?
point, that
Sorry.
was my point, because it's detached from the building,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm good.
And they're here before any of us on that,
Mhm.
so.
Yes. The annex building, I have a bid date. It's July 26th. It is gonna be, this one's gonna be a little bit different than a lot of ours because of the occupancy permits that we have to get for several areas. So this one's gonna take a little bit more time. And Kelly Jo, I've been in communications with her, so she's aware of it as well. So, let's see, what else do I have? I'm gonna go to the engineer's old site. So we submitted our letter, and now they want one more
To which one?
test for the, old engineer's site.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we submitted to Buster and
Yeah,
we were
yep,
like,
yep.
and he sent me a dissertation, he's like, this is not a big deal, he's like, it does happen, but it's at their discretion and you're at Buster's mercy, so.
I have a question. Why has this taken so many years? I mean, this transferred
And I
in
came in
14,
at
when
it,
I was
yeah.
here, we were dealing with this and it
Right.
had already been
And
transferred.
I mean, I can only answer it from when I started to be
Yeah.
involved. I mean, it's been okay since I have. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know like the back leg of it all,
Yeah.
like as to when it
I was just
started.
curious if it was just the process, but I know they've offered that site to someone, and that was my other thing. So
Oh, they did?
yeah. So
Oh.
okay,
Okay, so that would be, hopefully this is it, and then we can say we're free and clear, we have our sign off, and then, whatever, we'll go from there.
Yep.
One more thing. I was so excited, and then one more thing. And let's see, move to the prosecutors. They started on the 20th. They're pulling those panels off, and it's,
I saw them out there Monday.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's,
they're finding that those panels are very tough to get off because they use spray foam when adhering them,
oh my.
and you're not supposed to do that. Now, keep in mind, both these companies are out of business that did everything.
No.
Yes. So we don't know really what we're getting into.
If we break panels.
I have a contingency in our contract, but I don't know.
It's
Oh yeah,
gonna
those
come.
panels, I mean, just that one panel's taken us, we finally got the color matched as close as
We're talking all the
possible.
marble?
Yeah, that one, just that one
Mhm.
little section, it's like 8 weeks just to get that in.
You can't see it. Did you go by?
No, you can't, it's very nice, but we're not even gonna replace it, no, I'm just
See,
kidding.
my problem is they use silver screws.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
did it?
right.
Yes,
I was
I
gonna take my
driven by
magic
them.
marker and color it
That's
in.
exactly what I was thinking.
Get that magic marker.
I didn't even notice it.
No,
So-
I drove by my
That's
weird
because
eye.
Chris had to have the Taj Mahal marble.
He's like, it's not me.
Only the best for him.
Have you ever seen anybody paint a wall that looks like marble or do marble colors?
Yes, like the faux painting
Yeah.
kind of stuff they do.
That's what I was thinking of.
Doing.
You want
Great company.
Kent State art students make
There
that
you go.
marble.
Do that every year. We'll just do a little touch ups.
It's I worked with a guy that did that and turned pillars into marble in
That's
front
cool.
of me.
Yeah.
But, that's what I think of when I see
Yeah.
that piece. But
Yeah, so we're,
Hey,
I
it
don't.
worked.
No, it worked. It looks
We'll
good,
give 'em the
except for the
Tuscany
silver
look.
screws.
There you go.
The
Yeah, that's
Tuscany
right.
one.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And with that being said, so the windows, it appears as they're taking off what they can, that it was not sealed from the outside, only sealed from the inside. So that's what's happening as
All
we go.
this, wow.
Yeah. So, okay, Ravenna Courthouse, you guys all know they started that as well, and they're projecting that to be, they're thinking it's gonna be done by the end of July, beginning of August, not
Nice.
just September, but he said it's just weather permitting,
Mhm.
so.
No, wait, where are we at? Are we in
I'm
the-
sorry, Ravenna Courthouse?
Oh, I have it Ravenna Courthouse. I was looking at the parking lot. Where did you
Parking
skip
lot's
down
gone.
to?
The start date for Ravenna Courthouse? That one.
Which page you on? Last one?
No,
No,
Second last.
no, I'm on the, yeah, I am on the last one,
Last page,
sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Okay,
Am I okay? I just keep talking. So yeah, so they'll start on that, and like I said, they're hopefully by the end of July, beginning of August, if this weather holds up, they're happy about that. So, probate court, we got a bid award recommendation, for Apex Construction. And I think that was on my last week's and I didn't undo it, but let me tell you again.
Please do.
And then with the additional furniture expense, but we shouldn't exceed our budget. The carpet replacement, this is new, actually it was from last year. Once we did Pittman's area, we went to the other judges and we got in our costs for each area. So hopefully we're touching on each judge. And I got the cost there to the right. And this is in my maintenance project expense as well, because
It
we're
is.
ready for it.
okay,
So,
that'll be
and that's it. I think that's all I have.
we have like a brand new spanking courthouse.
I know. We still gotta get that elevator
how's
going.
that elevator going?
It'll be in the fall. There's, I know.
Look how long it took
I
us
have
for the Lula.
Oh my gosh, that Lula. I know. Yes, so then I just have resolutions.
Right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, the Board of Commissioners approves the plan, specifications, and estimate of cost, and setting the date and time for acceptance of bids for the construction of project number SH-2 23-010 Bolingbrook WWTP Sledge Tank Replacement in the Portage County Regional Sewer District, Shalersville Township.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Sabrina,
Yes,
Mike,
yes.
Tony.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners approves the plan, specifications, and estimate of cost, and setting the date and time for acceptance of bids for the construction of project number MD-0 23-130 Manaway WWTP clarifier covers for the Portage County Water Resources Department.
Second,
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes,
Mike,
yes.
Tony.
Yes.
the Board of Commissioners accepts and awards the bid for the Portage County Emergency Operations Center additions and renovations.
Second,
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Okay, the Board of Commissioners accepts and awards the bid for the Portage County Probate Court renovations.
Second,
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
yes.
Tony.
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement with the Portage County Child Support Enforcement Agency and the Portage County Prosecutors IV-D Investigative Support Division.
Second,
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
yes.
Tony.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement with the Portage County Child Support Enforcement Agency and Portage County Clerk of Courts Domestic Division.
Second,
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yep.
Mike,
yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into a renewed agreement via a memorandum of understanding with Jobs and Family Services, County Commissioners Association of Ohio Service Corporation, West Publishing Company, and the Ohio CSEA Directors Association for Clear Location Services.
Second,
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
yes.
Tony.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners agrees to award and enter into a contract with Matt Winters Excavation LLC for CDBG BX-21-1CJ-1 Maple Grove Water Line and Sidewalk Replacement Project, Wyndham Village.
Second,
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
Shannon.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Tammy,
Shannon.
good morning.
How you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Really good.
You look nice and summery.
Oh, thanks.
Yesterday was the first official day of summer.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Nothing particular, just wanted to, with the one journal entry with last week's stuff with, Heather and Susan, it fell under the wrong journal entry, so I just wanted to resend it and have it in the right area that talked about basing their job, we refactored their jobs, so that's what caused their increases for them, so. So
Okay. All right. In accordance with section 305.30 of the Ohio Revised Code and the Board's Resolution 21-0396, Part 9I, the Board of Commissioners acknowledges and approves the County Administrator's approval to. I'll make a motion to authorize the hire of Teresa Hood, JFS Custodial Worker, Portage County Jobs and Family Services, The tentative start date is Monday, June 26, 2023. The Board of Commissioners agrees that this hire is contingent upon the applicant passing the required pre-employment screenings.
Second,
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
yes.
Tony?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to revise the previous journal entry from June 15th, 2023 to state authorize a pay raise based upon refactoring of jobs for Heather Appleberry and Susan Lynn.
Second,
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve anniversary probationary step increase for the following non-bargaining employees. Kaylee Schaefer, Records Retention, or
Second.
Records Center.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22G3. The Board of Commissioners moves into executive session to conference with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are subject of pending court action.
Second,
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
yes.
Tony?
Yes. All right, if we could please have the room. Barb, you can leave. Make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Roll call. Roll call.
Tony,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Your question is any action?
is there any action?
No action.
We're gonna recess.
And we're gonna recess for 5 minutes before we go to the next executive session. Convene 10:07. Okay, 5 minutes. We'll come back and reconvene. Sabrina?
Okay, I will make a motion in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G3. The Board of Commissioners moves into executive session to oh, I'm sorry. In accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G1, the Board of Commissioners moved into executive session to consider employment or dismissal of a public employee or official.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Is Chris not here for this one?
No.
Is he done?
Yes.
I think so.
Make a motion to come out of executive session?
Second.
Roll call.
Tony,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Question?
Action.
No action. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Okay.
Thanks.
Tammy, I'm sorry. County administrator's up.
So I just want to give a quick update on the airport manager position. I have a copy for each of you of the job description, literally hot off the press. So I think it's pretty an all-inclusive position. It talks about strategic planning, assisting with the advisory board, and many, many other duties. So the pay grade is a pay grade 20. That means 79,951 to 119,898.
Okay, so 79,951, did
Mhm.
you say? To 119,898.
898. So on higher level positions, we generally will post the range, just because I'd like for them to see where they can go, right?
Not waste their time or ours.
Well, that's right. So I would like to post this position. I would recommend not putting an end date. I would put open until filled.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we had an end date, then you have to end in 2 weeks, and you know.
Yeah, because I had asked about that the other day when we were in training. Michelle thought that we had to factor the position, but what we had already factored it, but it was wrong, right? We had to.
So it had been factored at a lower grade. I believe it was an 18.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
However, we do have a new factoring procedure, guideline, all of those, and so it factored higher. It's no longer just based upon education.
Because I was out at the airport yesterday, and they said it'll take like 3 to 4 months at least to probably hire someone. So, like I said, we want to try to get this done sooner than later. And it would be a great time to bring someone on through the transition and stuff. So,
Right from the beginning.
yeah. So, do you need something for us? Make a journal entry or something to go ahead and
There you
post
go.
it. You got it?
Just so happens.
Okay.
Just so happen to have that.
Okay.
Handy dandy. All right, I'll make a motion. The Board of Commissioners approves the new airport manager job description for the Portage County Airport.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
I'll make a motion. The Board of Commissioners agrees to authorize the external posting of a full-time airport manager for the Portage County Airport.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
My other update is that Mr. Maduri is moving right along. He is working on the conveyance fee, and he's working on the title search. They have already begun the search. So he thought something might be done by the end of this week, and it's not quite done quite yet, but I would look to see the conveyance agreement by end of next week. We did pass a resolution regarding a January date, and we could have changed it to September, but the January date is just a
Placeholder for us.
correct.
Up
It's just a
to
placeholder.
January.
Give you a little bit of breathing room, but if you would like it to be changed, I can always bring it back. What do you guys want to do?
I'd like to push this so end of September that we be done with this, going into the new year with it already resolved.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Only thing is I wasn't here when they passed that for. Does it say up to January where
No.
it gives us, or it says January 1st?
Yeah.
So
And
we
we had a
will need
discussion.
to amend that. But the other thing is, we need to get a purchase contract in place for the FBO. That is totally separate
Right.
from the airport property. And I know Mr. Bonner's getting frustrated because it's just dragging out. And I'm afraid we're getting a deal on that. And if we keep dragging it out, or if we try to nickel dime him,
No, we
he'll
don't.
walk from it.
I've had conversations with him as well, and he's
So he
Well-
said,
No, this was a recent
Recent,
conversation
okay.
after you
Yeah.
met with him, but he's getting frustrated because we're not doing it. Why haven't
He's-
we got a
He's been waiting
contract?
20 years to get out of it.
so that's part of the conveyance agreement, and speaking with Chris, and talking to Chris, Chris Maduri said that the conveyance agreements are in place, then the processes can start the FBO. So, and he's hoping to have that written by end of next week.
Well, he needs to keep the metal on the pedal because, yeah,
I will follow up with
Yeah,
him.
that was what we had that discussion the week you were gone. And he
yeah.
said he's gonna get everything going and we'll get that, yep, so it's conveyance and then we can tell, Mr. Bonner that
we're
we're
ready
all in
to.
agreement and do that. Yep.
Right, and the title search, and it's already started.
Yes, cool.
Okay.
Anything else, Administrator?
No, I'm good.
All right. So it takes us to journal entries, miscellaneous. The Board of Commissioners acknowledged receipt of the Portage County Investment Reconciliation for the month of May 2023 as presented by the County Treasurer and County Auditor.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners acknowledged receipt of the Portage County RLF balance sheet dated May 31st, 2023 as presented by Neighborhood Development Services.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
I'll make a motion in accordance with Ohio Revised Code, section 325.07. The Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the Portage County Sheriff's Transportation of Prisoners Report for May 2023 as presented by the Portage County Sheriff's Office.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge the receipt of the June 15th, 2023 notice from Faith Lyon and Teresa Nelson, Portage County Board of Elections, indicating that the Board of Elections will be open to the public in preparation for the primary election on Tuesday, August 8th, 2023 as follows. Monday, July 10th, 4:30 to 9 o'clock, voter registration deadline. Tuesday, July 11th through Friday, July 14th, July 17th through Friday, July 21st, and then July 24th through July 28th from 4:30 to 5. And then July 31st, they will be open from 7:30 to 7:30. Tuesday, August 1st, 7:30 to 8:30. Wednesday, August 2nd through Friday, August 4th, 7:30 to 7:30. Saturday, August 5th, 8 to 4, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, August 6th, from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then Tuesday, August 8th, from 4:30 p.m. until election complete.
Read that again.
In addition, the Board of Elections will be open beyond regular business hours to conduct election official training on the following dates and times. July 6th, Thursday, July 6th, 5 p.m. until training is complete, approximately 8:30 p.m. Saturday, July 8th, 8:30 a.m., training is complete, approximately 12:30 p.m. Thursday, July 13th, from 5 p.m., training is complete, approximately 8:30 p.m. Saturday, July 15th, 8:30 a.m., training is complete, approximately 12:30 p.m. Thursday, July 20th, 5 p.m. until training is complete, approximately 8:30 p.m.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Okay, the Board of Commissioners authorizes President Anthony J. Badalamenti to sign the sub-grant agreement award number 2022 WF-BA2-8222 from the Ohio Department of Public Safety titled Domestic Violence Project in accordance with the provisions of the Violence Against Women Act, VAWA, as requested by the Prosecutor's Office and previously accepted via Resolution 23-0145.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes. I have a question about our resolution. When I read Teresa's qualifications that she has, there was something that she put, if there is ever a time that the part of board has to have a tax, I will have to resign my post. Is that good to have somebody that couldn't be there the whole time and they would have to resign if there was a tax issue?
Well, the problem is they have an ongoing tax. It's a
Well,
1/4%.
And that's if you look at her, that's in her
Yeah,
comment
I know.
that she put,
They already got a tax.
she put on the bottom of it, and that was my question. wherever that is. That was my question, that if it's run by tax dollars, and if you're saying that you have to resign, if there's another issue that they have to do it again, is that the right person to be on part of this board?
That's
Let's
a good
vote.
question.
Any discussion with that? I mean,
Or
that's,
maybe
Yeah.
we should table it
I totally
to
agree.
find out. I mean, but who sent us this recommendation? The Porter Board, so they're okay with it?
yeah, and I was just looking at her resume and
Yeah.
her sheet that she filled in,
Well,
and
yeah,
that's the last thing she wrote on the bottom
I saw that.
of the page.
And my question was, they already have an ongoing
They-
tax for transportation,
Right,
right here. Yeah, I
Yep.
saw it.
I wouldn't recommend tabling, I recommend reading the resolution.
Well, did this come over? Let's see here, Board of Commissioners this is from Jessica.
A lot of correspondence back and forth.
Is there,
Yeah.
on this?
Emails, yeah.
Is that,
Well qualified, but
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
so- a board member that can't stay a board member and help the process of a tax levy, that's not a good board member.
No. All right, I will make a motion, the Board of Commissioners approves the appointment of Teresa Nelson to the Portage Area Regional Transit Authority, known as PARTA, Board of Trustees representing the north section of Portage County.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
No.
Mike?
No,
No.
Okay.
Okay, we will adjourn till 11 o'clock, public comment. Do we-
Recess.
Recess. Recess. Is there any
why
public
keep
comment?
wanting to adjourn?
Great.
As a town though.
And I will make one statement before you go. Today is the opening and ceremony for the Vietnam Wall in Aurora.
Traveling
It-
wall, yeah.
Traveling Wall. It's on Town Line Road at Harmon Park, and it starts at 11:45 this morning. If anybody would like to.
And goes through Sunday, and it will be open 24/7.
Yeah.
On that August 8th election, are there also going to be primary candidates on there for a subsequent election?
Dan,
You're on.
We'll make motion to come out of recess.
and we're
Second.
gonna reconvene.
Reconvene, Board of Commissioners. Is there any public comment?
No, sir.
Anything else become before the board?
Nope.
I'm good.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Thank you. Yes, yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Mike, Sabrina.
I
Yes.
never said anything. Yes.
Mike,
Okay. Aye.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Everybody have a good weekend.
Yep. All right.